On October 21st, 1956, Dedan Kimathi, a key leader of the Mau Mau Uprising against British colonial rule in Kenya, was captured in the forests of Nyeri.
Ndirangu Mau, whose nickname was Githeme, shot Kimathi. Ndirangu, seen here on the left side, was a homeguard employed on a salary of 60 shillings a month. He had been selected as part of the team sent out to capture Kimathi. He did not know how Kimathi looked like, but he knew he had to be captured because the reward was enticing.
Kimathi had attempted to climb the riverbank on the forest side, but it was too steep. He retreated and tried to climb up on the other side when a bullet struck him in the thigh.
He asked in Gikuyu, "Who are you?" Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi was Shuri. He answered. Kimathi asked him, "Are you the one who shot me?" Ndirangu said, "Yes." "Newega, it's okay," Kimathi replied, resigned to his fate and in pain.
Few names in Kenya's history command as much respect and admiration as Dedan Kimathi. He wasn't just a fighter. He was a rebel, a strategist, and a symbol of resistance against British colonial rule. His story is one of courage, betrayal, and ultimate sacrifice, one that shaped Kenya's path to independence. Born in 1920 in Tetu, Nyeri County, Kimathi grew up witnessing the injustices of British rule, Africans losing their land, forced labor, and second-class treatment in their own country. Though he had limited formal education, he had a sharp mind and an unmatched ability to inspire those around him. Kimathi's early years were filled with rebellion.
Throughout those years, he was a hard-working pupil, and after some time, he came back to be a teacher and to teach his fellow village men.
Kufundisha hesabu na Kikuyu na vile vile English.
He also started Dedan Kimathi Secondary School.
A clerk and even a poet, but his true calling was in fighting for freedom.
Vile tutapigana na wazungu. Wazungu alikuwa amesoma kidogo. Alikuwa anajua Kiingereza.
In the late 1940s, he joined the Mau Mau movement, a secret resistance group fighting to reclaim Kenya from British colonialists.
Kimathi mwenyewe kwa umbo lake alikuwa wale watu wanaitwa stout, yani watu wenye nguvu. Alikuwa mrefu karibu futi 6 hivi, na alikuwa mtu mwenye nguvu.
His leadership skills quickly made him rise through the ranks, and soon he was leading armed guerrilla warfare in the forests of central Kenya. Kimathi became the face of the Kenya Land and Freedom Army, KLFA, the military wing of the Mau Mau. He didn't just fight with weapons, he fought with ideology. He kept meticulous records, wrote in his journal, and even drafted a constitution for a free Kenya.
Kimathi formed a parliament. The first Kenyan parliament was constituted in the forest, and that almost made some people feel uncomfortable.
Those people that knew Dedan Kimathi knew one thing about him. He was a free spirit. There was nothing uncaged about him.
Kimathi knew that his end had come. He did not get into the struggle to come out alive. To give his life was a price he had prepared himself to pay.
The British saw him as their biggest threat, branding him a terrorist. But to freedom fighters, he was their field marshal, their hero. Ndirangu Mau, the homeguard who shot Kimathi, received a reward of 3,000 shillings, shared with another homeguard, Njogi Ngati. Additionally, Ndirangu received a portion of the larger bounty on Kimathi's head, amounting to £500, approximately 80,000 shillings in today's value. With his reward money, Ndirangu purchased a lorry to transport passengers in Nyeri.
Nobody ever boarded it, only his family.
However, he faced intense backlash from the community.
At night, angry residents would scratch the vehicle using stones, writing the words "Muridhimo wa Kimathi," meaning Kimathi's shin, which referred to the part of the body that was shot,
which shunned his business due to his role in capturing Kimathi. His family also suffered from social stigma and isolation. This fateful moment took place in Kahigeni village, Nyeri County, a location now regarded as a historical site. At the time of his capture, Kimathi was armed with a panga, machete, but was wounded, making him unable to escape.
The struggle against Mau Mau has been long. It will, I'm afraid, continue for some time longer. But let me add, we are not stationary. We are making progress in that struggle, and we are all confident that in the end we will succeed.
Despite pleas for clemency, he was executed by hanging on February 18, 1957 at Kamiti Maximum Security Prison.
Dedan Kimathi's trial was not fair at all. It was more of a kangaroo court. Kangaroo in the sense, his was a political case. Remember, he was more of a politician, though Kimathi would not have accepted to be called a politician.
Judgment in the Kimathi case was done in haste, and when he appealed, it was quickly dismissed. An execution report that is kept at the Supreme Court Museum of Kenya indicates that Kimathi was hanged at 6 a.m. on February 18, 1957. The report, signed by a medical officer, indicates that he examined the body of the deceased and found life to be extinct. Death was caused by hanging, and it was instantaneous. The judgment report that is also kept at the museum indicates that Kimathi was in possession of a firearm, a .38 Webley Scott revolver, contrary to Regulation 8A1 of the Emergency Regulations 1953.
He was accused of having a revolver. By that time, he only had a machete or panga. Like somebody who had a sugarcane and use the panga to get, it done. But there.
However, when Ndirangu shot Kimathi, he said he found him with a panga and a bundle of sugarcane. There was no revolver.
Today, a neglected concrete monument painted in Kenya's national colors stands a few meters away from the capture site, marking the location where Kimathi was taken down. His death was intended to suppress the Mau Mau rebellion, but instead, it strengthened the resolve for independence. Kimathi remains a national hero in Kenya, symbolizing the struggle for freedom. His legacy is honored through various monuments, including a statue in Nairobi's Central Business District and Dedan Kimathi University, named in his honor.
Upatie Mau Mau uhuru kidogo, miezi miwili tu, watoe mzee afunguliwe nini mapingu na mguu ndiagubwana mena mesiga igiuka gitwira kueni haraka sana tukirega ndari na mititeno nidadetolida thithatu kaiki murimo riada gathungu getagwo tana kagiuka gituisaurigani The
government of Kenya will work with you and all those who have the history of where this great hero, our independence hero, the man who paid the ultimate price for us to be a free nation, that we will find him and we will give him a decent, befitting national send-off.